Take a look at your hands. Are they steady? Or is there a tremor you're trying to hide? The world thinks strength is about the size of the blade or the loudness of the roar. They're wrong. Strength is what happens in the millisecond before the strike. It's the refusal to blink when the steel is an inch from your eye. Most of you are walking through life with your nerves on the outside of your skin. You're twitching. You're reactive. You're waiting for permission to exist. That's a flinch, and a flinch is a death sentence. In the heat of a real fight, the moment you react to your opponent's rhythm, you've already lost. You've let them inside your head. You've let them dictate the dance. Most men are just a collection of reactions. They get angry because someone insulted them. They get scared because they might lose. They get loud because they're weak. They have no center. They are all noise. You think your pain is a burden? You think your scars are mistakes? Look at mine. Every one of them is a lesson in stillness. I didn't get these by running. I got them by standing my ground when every instinct in my body told me to move. Pain isn't there to tell you to stop. It's there to test if you're actually committed to the path you claim to be on. When the blood starts to flow and the lungs start to burn, that's when your real identity shows up. Not the one you talk about, the real one. Do you scramble? Do you panic? Do you look for an exit? Or do you stay cold? If you want to be untouchable, you have to stop caring about surviving the moment. You have to accept that you might be cut. You have to accept that it might hurt. Once you accept the worst, the world loses its grip on you. You stop jumping at shadows. The crowd out there, they're terrified of the dark. They're terrified of being alone with their own thoughts. So they make noise. They seek attention. They flinch at every headline, every comment, every change in the wind. But you're going to learn to love the silence of the trenches. Real power doesn't need to explain itself. It doesn't need to shout. It's the man who can sit in a room full of chaos and not move a single muscle unless he chooses to. The flinch is an instinct. Control is the choice. Stop being a victim of your own nervous system. The blade is out. The pressure is rising. The question isn't whether you'll get hit. The question is, will you blink? You've stopped running. Good. But standing still is only the beginning. Now we deal with the storm inside. Most of you think control means gripping the hilt until your knuckles turn white. It's the opposite. Control is the ability to be loose while the world is tight. If you're tense, you're slow. If you're emotional, you're blind. The secret to an unflinching mind isn't a secret at all. It's silence. Look at the ocean during a gale. The surface is chaos. Waves are crashing. Foam is flying. Everything is screaming. But go down 100 feet. What do you find? Nothing. Absolute, heavy silence. The surface doesn't matter to the depths. Your mind needs to become that depth. When someone tries to provoke you, they are throwing a stone into your ocean. If you are shallow, that stone creates a massive splash. You get angry. You defend your honor. You waste energy trying to prove a point to a nobody. You've let a pebble dictate your internal state. But if you are deep, that stone sinks. It disappears. The surface doesn't even ripple. That is control. Silence is not just the absence of noise. It is a weapon. In a fight, the man who talks is the man who is trying to convince himself he's brave. The man who stays silent is the one you should fear. He isn't wasting oxygen on words. He's calculating the distance to your throat. Start practicing the silence of the blade. When you feel the urge to speak, don't. When you feel the need to explain your choices to people who don't matter, stay quiet. Every time you hold your tongue, you build a reservoir of power inside you. Every time you refuse to react to a petty insult, you are sharpening your focus. The world hates silence. It will try to fill it. It will call you arrogant, or cold, or weird. Let them. Their discomfort is a reflection of their own lack of control. They can't handle the fact that they can't get a rise out of you. Being untouchable means your ego is no longer a target. If you don't care about being seen as the winner in a conversation, how can they hurt you? If you've already decided that your own opinion is the only one that carries weight, how can they move you? You have to reach a point where your internal world is so heavy, so solid, that nothing external can even nudge it. Control your breath. Control your eyes. In a standoff, the first man to look away is the one who flinched. The first man to lose his temper is the one who lost the war. Build your fortress in the quiet. Train in the hours when no one is watching. Let your discipline be your only companion. Because when the real pressure comes, and it will, you won't have time to think about being strong. You will either be the rock, or you will be the dust. The noise is a lie. The silence is the truth. Stop reacting. Start observing. The blade is steady. The heart is cold. The sound of a heavy footstep on dry ground. The wind picks up, cold and sharp. The metallic ring of a blade being drawn just an inch. A warning. Part 3. Discipline, loneliness, and dominance. 20-30 minutes. You found the silence. Now you have to live in it. Most men can be still for a minute. They can be cold for an hour. But then the world calls to them. They get lonely. They want to be understood. They want someone to tell them they're doing a good job. That's where they fail. That's where they flinch. If you want the crown of the unflinching, you have to accept the weight of loneliness. The top of the mountain isn't crowded. There are no cheering fans in the trenches. To be truly untouchable, you have to be comfortable being the villain in someone else's story. You have to be okay with being the cold one, the distant one, the unreadable one. Most people are bound together by their shared weaknesses. They bond over their complaints, their fears, and their reactions. When you stop flinching, you break those bonds. You become a stranger to the herd. Accepted. The path of the blade is a solo journey. If you need a hand to hold, you can't hold a sword. Your discipline is your only true ally. It is the boring, repetitive, grueling work that you do when the world is asleep. It's the extra mile when your legs are screaming. It's the decision to stay focused when your mind is begging for a distraction. Discipline isn't a chore. It's the process of becoming a god in your own world. It is how you prove to yourself that you are the master, and your body is just the tool. And then, there is dominance. People think dominance is about stepping on others. They think it's about being the loudest in the room. They're wrong. That's just insecurity in a costume. True dominance is the man who enters a room and changes the atmosphere without saying a word. It's the man whose presence is so grounded, so heavy, that everyone else's frantic energy simply hits him and dies. When you don't flinch, you occupy a space that others are too afraid to touch. You become the predator, not because you're hunting, but because you are the only one who isn't running. The world will try to break your focus one last time. It will throw everything at you. Loss, betrayal, chaos. It wants to see you blink. It wants to see if your calm is just a mask. Let it try. Look the storm in the eye and smile, not with your lips, but with your soul. Because you know a secret they don't. The storm is temporary. The blade is eternal. Your power doesn't come from what you do. It comes from what you refuse to do. You refuse to be rushed. You refuse to be provoked. You refuse to be ordinary. The video is ending. The world is waiting for you to go back to being a reactive puppet. It's waiting for you to scroll, to twitch, to flinch. Don't. Stay in this stillness. Feel the weight of your own hands. Feel the cold clarity in your mind. You are no longer part of the noise. You are the silence that follows the strike. You are the man who doesn't flinch. Now, go out there and show them what a man looks like when he can't be moved. The training is over. Now comes the life. Most people watch a video like this and they feel a spark. For 5 minutes, they feel powerful. They stand a little straighter. They think they've changed. Then, they click away. They see a comment they don't like, a bill they can't pay, or a face that reminds them of a failure, and they break. They return to the twitch. Don't be a tourist in this mindset. The flinch is a ghost. It is the memory of a boy who was afraid of being hurt. But that boy is gone. You've buried him under the weight of your own discipline. You need to understand that being unflinching is not a destination. It is a war you fight every single morning. The moment you think you've arrived, you become soft. The moment you think you are too strong to fail, you've already blinked. True dominance is the ability to maintain the cold focus, even when there is no enemy in sight. It's easy to be stoic when a sword is at your throat. It's much harder to stay sharp when life is comfortable, slow, and boring. That is where most men lose their edge. They rot in the quiet. But you treat the peace like it's a battlefield. Every moment of your day is a test. How you walk, how you breathe, how you look a man in the eye. You are constantly refining the steel. You are making your internal world so dense that even the greatest tragedy feels like a minor inconvenience. They will wonder why you don't panic. They will ask how you stay so still while everyone else is screaming. You won't tell them. You don't owe them an explanation. Your silence is your shield. Your results are your testimony. The crowd wants to drag you back down. They want you to be normal. They want you to be relatable. They want you to flinch with them so they don't feel so pathetic. Let them stay in the noise. You belong to the silence. This is the final truth. The man who cannot be provoked cannot be defeated. If they can't get inside your head, they can't take your world. You are the architect, the guard, and the king of your own mind. Now look at the screen. Look at the darkness. Don't move. Don't check your phone. Don't look at the next video. Stay in this power for 60 seconds. Feel the pulse in your neck. Feel the absolute control you have over your own body. This is what it feels like to be a man who has decided he will never be moved again. The path is long. The scars are many. But from this moment on, you don't flinch. The sound of heavy rain hitting stone. The atmosphere is cold, thick, and final. No music now. Only the rhythmic, distant sound of a heartbeat that doesn't speed up. The voice is a whisper that carries the weight of a mountain. Part 5. The embodiment of the ghost. The final ascent. Most people think the end of the journey is becoming a hero. They're wrong. The end of the journey is becoming a ghost. A ghost has no ego. A ghost has no fear. You cannot cut a shadow, and you cannot break a man who has already let go of everything. To reach the final stage of the unflinching mind, you must kill the need to be seen. The average man is a slave to its reputation. He flinches because he's worried about his image. He reacts because he wants to protect his pride. You must become a man with no pride to wound. When you lose the need to be right, you gain the power to be dangerous. When you lose the need to be liked, you gain the freedom to be absolute. This is the dominance of the void. You move through the world, but you are not of it. You see the chaos, you see the traps, you see the bait, and you simply walk past. They will try to find your button. They will poke at your past, your family, your insecurities. They are looking for the flinch. They are desperate to see a crack in the armor. Let them look. Underneath the armor there is no one left to hurt. There is only the will. A cold, singular point of focus that stretches from this moment to the day you die. This is the life of the 1%. Not the 1% with the money, but the 1% with the sovereignty. The men who own their own souls. It is a lonely peak, but the view is clear. There is no fog of emotion up here. There is no heat of anger. There is only the objective truth of the blade. You are no longer training to not flinch. You have become the thing that makes the world flinch. When you walk into a room, the air should go cold. Not because you are threatening, but because you are steady. You are the anchor in a world of sinking ships. This is the end of the script, but it is the birth of the man. The screen is about to go dark. The silence is about to become your responsibility. Don't waste it. Don't fill it with garbage. Carry this weight with you into the light. When the world screams at you today, and it will, remember this moment. Remember the cold. Remember the blade. Look at the chaos, and don't even blink. Nothing moves. This is the end of the words. Words are just noise, and noise is for the weak. If you are still looking for more instructions, you are still flinching. You are still looking for a hand to hold. Let go. The path doesn't require a map anymore. It requires a spine. It requires the ability to stand in the middle of the fire and feel nothing but the coolness of your own intent. From this second forward, your life is a masterpiece of non-reaction. If you lose everything tomorrow, you will stand still. If you achieve everything tomorrow, you will stand still. The highs cannot lift you, and the lows cannot crush you. You are the center of the universe, and the universe does not move unless you say so. Look at the person you were 30 minutes ago. That man is dead. He was a creature of impulse, a slave to the flinch. Leave him here in the dark. He doesn't deserve the light of the person you're becoming. The video is about to cut. When the screen goes black, don't move. Don't look for the next hit of dopamine. Don't check the comments to see if others agree. Agree with yourself. Sit in the dark. Feel the absolute, brutal power of your own silence. Become the ghost. Become the mountain. Become the blade. The world is waiting to test you. Let it. Now, be still.